What if the biggest reason Las Vegas feels emptier than ever isn't bad weather, isn't crime, and isn't even the economy, but fees? From parking lots that feel like luxury car rentals to hotel bills that double overnight, Sin City has turned into a minefield of hidden charges. Tourists are arriving with excitement and leaving with lighter wallets and heavier frustration. Today, we're counting down the 9 most outrageous fees that are draining wallets and driving visitors away from Las Vegas. Stick around, because the number 1 fee will make you wonder if Vegas is even worth visiting at all. And if you want more truth about America's most iconic cities, hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started. Number 9. Resort fees that outweigh the room rate. Imagine booking a $79 room in Las Vegas, only to find your bill has ballooned to $150 before you've even checked in. That's the magic trick nobody enjoys: resort fees. In 2025, the average resort fee on the Strip is hovering between $40 and $55 per night, per room. That means a 3-night stay can add over $150 in charges, even if you never touch the hotel pool or gym. And here's the kicker: these fees aren't optional. Whether you gamble, sunbathe, or just sleep, you're paying. Hotels claim resort fees cover amenities like Wi-Fi, fitness centers, and local calls. But in reality, most guests already have data plans, don't use the gym, and certainly aren't calling the front desk from their room phone. For many travelers, it feels like paying for a steak dinner and being handed a plate of crackers. The real problem? Resort fees distort price comparisons. A $79 room with a $45 resort fee suddenly costs more than a $120 room at a competing property, but you don't see that until checkout. This drip pricing erodes trust and leaves visitors feeling swindled. And when guests feel cheated, they don't come back. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority has already reported a slowdown in repeat visitation, with price dissatisfaction being a major factor. For budget-conscious travelers, resort fees can be the deal-breaker that sends them to more transparent destinations like Reno, Laughlin, or even Phoenix. If you think that's bad, just wait. The next fee on our list hits you before you've even unpacked your bags. Number 8. Paid parking that used to be free. Once upon a time, free parking was one of Las Vegas's unwritten rules, a little perk that made visitors feel welcome before they even stepped inside a casino. Fast forward to 2025, and that goodwill has been replaced with blinking pay stations and a credit card reader. Today, self-parking at many major Strip resorts runs $18 to $25 per day, and valet can hit $40 to $50, plus tip. That means a couple staying 3 nights can easily drop $100 to $150 just to leave their car in a concrete box. And if you think locals are immune, think again. Many Strip garages charge everyone, even Nevadans with valid IDs, during peak hours. The shift began quietly in the late 2010s, framed as a security and infrastructure upgrade. But the reality is simple: it's a pure revenue play. Unlike other cities, Vegas casinos aren't competing for parking income. They're competing for gambling and entertainment dollars. So when guests feel nickel and dime before I've even played a hand, they're less likely to spend freely once inside. There's also the ripple effect. Conventioneers now factor parking costs into travel budgets, rideshare usage spikes during big events, leading to surge pricing, and more visitors opt to stay off-strip where parking is still free. The result? Fewer foot traffic numbers for casino floors, and a growing perception that Vegas has lost its value edge. For longtime visitors who remember pulling into a massive garage, stepping into cool air conditioning, and walking straight to the action without touching their wallet, the change is more than just inconvenient. It's a symbolic loss of the old Vegas spirit. And if parking fees make you mad, the next charge will have you wondering if Vegas hotels are charging you just to breathe. Number 7. Early check-in and late checkout penalties. Nothing says welcome to Las Vegas like being charged extra for arriving before 3 p.m., even if your room is already clean and empty. In 2025, early check-in fees at many Strip hotels range from $30 to $75 depending on the day, and late checkout can cost the same or more. That's potentially $150 in extra charges for a couple who simply want a few more hours of rest. Hotels defend these fees as operational necessities, but let's be honest, it's pure revenue padding. In a 24/7 city where housekeeping staff works around the clock, the idea that a ready room can't be accessed without a fee feels more like a shakedown than a policy. Guests are paying luxury rates, resort fees, and sometimes triple-digit parking, yet they're told their room is off-limits without another swipe of the credit card. For travelers arriving on early flights, it's a frustrating start to the trip. Instead of relaxing, many are forced to kill hours in noisy lobbies, dragging luggage through crowded casinos or spending more money in restaurants just to pass the time. And if you try to extend your stay until mid-afternoon, that's another charge, even if your floor looks like a ghost town. The bigger issue? These nickel-and-dime tactics change the tone of the trip. Visitors arrive already feeling gouged, making them less inclined to tip generously, spend freely at the tables, or book return visits. Some are even turning to off-strip boutique hotels or short-term rentals, where check-in flexibility is a selling point. When hotels start monetizing time itself, it's no wonder people feel Vegas hospitality has been replaced by Vegas hostility. And speaking of hospitality, the next fee will make you question whether you're paying for service or just paying for the illusion of it. Number 6. Mandatory gratuities and service charges. In most cities, tipping is a personal choice, a reward for great service. In 2025 Las Vegas, however, it's increasingly becoming a line item you have no control over. Many restaurants, poolside bars, and even in-room dining services are now tacking on mandatory gratuities or vague service charges of 18% to 22%, sometimes before you've even seen the bill. Here's where it stings. These charges often appear in addition to the tip line, which means unsuspecting guests end up double tipping. Staff rarely clarify it up front, and the fine print is buried at the bottom of the receipt. For a large group ordering bottle service, that auto-grat can mean hundreds of extra dollars before a single toast is made. The original idea was to ensure fair pay for servers and bartenders, especially in high-volume venues. But when a $14 beer at a pool bar magically becomes $18 after fees, guests start to feel less like valued customers and more like walking ATMs. And it's not just nightlife. Some resort spas, salons, and concierge services now add 20% service fees on top of already premium pricing. The backlash is real. Online travel forums are filled with warnings to check your bill before tipping in Vegas, and more travelers are avoiding pricey resort restaurants altogether in favor of off-strip eateries with transparent pricing. The hospitality industry lives and dies by perceived value, and when guests feel tricked, the damage spreads fast. At its worst, this fee undermines the very service it's supposed to reward. Instead of leaving with a smile, guests leave feeling hustled, and they tell everyone they know. If you think paying extra for service you already expected is bad, wait until you see the next fee, one that can drain your budget before you've even booked your trip. Number 5. Ticketing fees that outprice the show. Las Vegas has always been the entertainment capital of the world, but lately, the most jaw-dropping part of the experience isn't the performance, it's the checkout page. In 2025, concert and show ticket fees have reached absurd levels, often adding 25 to 40% on top of the advertised price. A $150 ticket to see a headliner at the Sphere or a Cirque du Soleil show? By the time you're done with processing fees, facility charges, and convenience costs, you could be staring at a $200+ bill for a single seat. And these aren't just online surcharges. Box office purchases frequently include the same padded add-ons. For visitors traveling as couples or families, the math gets ugly fast. A night out for 4 can balloon by $200 or more in hidden ticketing costs before anyone even orders a drink. Many travelers report skipping shows entirely, choosing instead to catch free or low-cost entertainment, meaning fewer ticket sales for venues and less nightlife spending overall. The worst part? These fees often have no direct correlation to improved service or venue upkeep. They're pure margin password. Industry insiders admit they're a significant revenue stream, but at the cost of alienating casual visitors who once treated Vegas shows as a must-do. This shift changes the psychology of a Vegas vacation. Instead of splurging on premium experiences, Guests are budgeting around avoidable extras, cutting into the city's famous go big mentality. And when tourists feel nickel and dimed before the curtain even rises, it's no surprise more of them are looking elsewhere for entertainment getaways. If that sounds frustrating, the next fee hits you in a place you can't escape, because it's tied to the very air you breathe inside the casino. Number 4. Concession and venue surcharge fees. Step into a Las Vegas arena, theater, or even a major casino sports bar in 2025, and you'll notice something strange. The price on the menu isn't the price you'll pay. Many venues now quietly tack on concession fees, or venue surcharges of 3 to 8% to every food and drink purchase, on top of sales tax and any gratuity. It's the kind of charge that sounds small until you do the math. Order a round of cocktails at a pool party. That 5% venue fee on a $120 tab adds another $6 before you even consider tipping. Grab a quick snack at a concert? Suddenly that $12 hot dog costs closer to $15. Over the course of a weekend, these little add-ons can quietly drain $50 to $100 from a traveler's budget without them even realizing it. Operators say it helps offset rising operating costs, but to guests, it feels like paying an entrance fee to every bite and sip. The psychology is even worse when you're already paying top dollar for tickets, parking, or bottle service. Layering another mystery percentage just feels predatory. Regulars notice the shift. 10 years ago, a visitor could walk into a sports book, order a beer, and know exactly what they'd pay. Now, tourists swap stories online about being fee-shocked when their receipt comes. That kind of buzz doesn't sell more tickets. It drives people to avoid pricey on-site concessions altogether, hitting the venues right where it hurts. And if extra charges on your drinks and snacks sound bad, the next fee on our list doesn't just follow you around Vegas. It starts taking your money before you even leave home. Number 3. Online booking and convenience fees. In theory, booking your Las Vegas getaway online should save you time and money. In 2025, it often does the opposite. Many hotels, attractions, and even restaurants are tacking on online booking fees or convenience charges that can add $10 to $40 to each reservation, just for the privilege of using their website. It's a maddening trend. You find a deal on a midweek room for $109 per night, click through the checkout page, and suddenly you're looking at a final total that's $40 higher thanks to a vague digital service fee. And these aren't just hotel sites. Popular day clubs, fine dining spots, and tour operators have started slipping in similar charges, framing them as a way to guarantee your spot or cover processing. The irony? Booking online is supposed to reduce staffing costs for these businesses. Instead of passing the savings along to the customer, many venues are flipping the script and charging you for doing the work yourself. For travelers piecing together a multi-stop Vegas itinerary, these small fees add up fast. A couple booking a weekend room, 2 show tickets, and a dinner reservation online could easily see $100 plus dollars vanish before they even set foot in Nevada. That kind of sticker shock has some guests delaying plans or skipping add-on experiences entirely, hurting the very businesses these fees are meant to support. It's death by 1,000 cuts, and for some, it's enough to make them skip Vegas altogether in favor of destinations that show the full price up front. And if you think convenience fees are bad, the next charge will make you feel like Vegas is trying to tax your fund directly. Number 2. Gaming surcharges and higher table minimums. Once upon a time, the magic of Las Vegas was that anyone could sit at a blackjack table, play for a few bucks a hand, and enjoy hours of entertainment. In 2025, that low-stakes charm is nearly gone, replaced by higher table minimums and sneaky gaming surcharges that make it harder than ever for casual players to enjoy the floor. It's not unusual now to see $25 to $50 minimums at primetime tables, even for basic games like blackjack or roulette. And that's before you factor in premium rules charges, things like 6 to 5 blackjack payouts or $1 to $2 side bet requirements, which effectively act as a hidden fee on every hand. Even some slot tournaments and poker rooms have started adding entry surcharges on top of buy-ins, skimming an extra 5 to 10% off the pot before a single card is dealt. For budget-conscious visitors, this creates an immediate barrier. A $25 table minimum means you can blow through $200 in under 15 minutes on a bad run, and that's not fun, it's stress. Many travelers are walking the casino floors only to turn around and spend their gambling budget elsewhere, or skip gaming entirely. The psychological shift is huge. Vegas used to make you feel welcome to play, whether you had $50 or $5,000 in your pocket. Now the message feels more like, if you can't afford to lose big, don't bother sitting down. That perception alone is pushing away first-timers and alienating long-time loyal guests. If the casino floor, the heart of Vegas, starts pricing people out, the city's entire tourism engine is at risk. And that brings us to the number one fee, the one so outrageous that it's turning once loyal visitors into vocal critics of Sin City. Number 1. Energy and carbon surcharges on your hotel bill. The final insult for many Las Vegas visitors in 2025 comes when they're ready to check out, only to find a mysterious new line item on their bill, an energy surcharge or carbon fee. These charges, typically $4 to $8 per night, are framed as contributions towards sustainability initiatives or covering rising utility costs. But here's the problem. In a city famous for 24-hour neon signs, massive air-conditioned casino floors, and sprawling water features in the desert, guests struggle to believe their $8 a night is making a measurable dent in the Strip's carbon footprint. It feels less like environmental responsibility and more like a convenient excuse to add yet another layer of revenue. For a 5-night stay, that's $40 or more on top of resort fees, parking fees, service charges, and all the other extras we've counted down today. And because it's added at checkout, after you've already committed to your stay, there's no real way to avoid it without refusing to pay and risking a fight at the front desk. This fee hits differently because it plays on guilt. Who wants to argue against helping the planet? But when guests feel the money is going into corporate pockets rather than actual sustainability projects, the backlash is fierce. Travel forums are full of posts warning future visitors to watch for hidden eco-fees, and some repeat customers are now booking with independent hotels or off-strip properties that skip the charge. By the time tourists are done paying for resort access, parking, early check-in, service charges, ticketing fees, and gaming surcharges, this last fee feels like Vegas is squeezing every possible cent and leaving visitors with nothing but a bad taste on the way out. And there you have it. 9 fees turning the entertainment capital of the world into the empty capital of disappointment. For decades, Vegas sold us on the idea that what happened here stayed here. Now, it feels more like what happens here stays on your credit card bill. If the city wants its magic back, it's going to have to stop nickel and diming the very people keeping the lights on. Which of these fees drives you crazy the most? Drop your Vegas horror stories in the comments, and if you want more unfiltered truth about America's most iconic cities, hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started.